from L.A., I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp on his way to the Hall of Fame. Good morning, guys.
I knew you weren't in the Hall of Fame yet. That's what I knew. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Skip, I ain't up for no bull jiving this morning.
Really?
David Griffin got, Skip,
You know what?
It's about to get ugly.
LeBron is having a tough week because we all know the #1 Cowboy fan is LeBron James, right? So his Cowboys are in salary cap calamity with Zeke and Dak and Amari. And now this happens to LeBron? He's having a rough ride, man.
Kind of a good point. I hadn't thought about his Cowboys.
This might be a little worse than what the Cowboys have going on right now.
You guys are setting me up perfectly. We have a lot to get to on today's show. Plenty to do with the Cowboys. Are things getting ugly between Zeke and Jerry? And is Dak a man on a mission? But we will start with everything going on with LeBron. So we thought he had a good relationship with his former Cavs.
Hour before if he finally walked away because David Skip, miserable. There is no context for miserable. You can't be taken out of context for miserable. Skip, on the way over here, I was going through my mind. I'm trying to think. I'm like, okay, miserable. Does it mean what I think it means? Skip, and I got a couple of definitions. It says being in a pitiable state, causing extreme discomfort or unhappiness. Skip.
I did not know that.
Goes beyond.
That's news to me.
Skip. No, Skip, this one. These last two what got me, Skip. These last two what got me. Goes way beyond sad. Absolutely awful.
True.
Skip, you're in contention.
Yes.
Skip, you're in contention to win a title every single year. And you're miserable. Even though Kevin Durant says winning a title did not give me the peace, the happiness that I thought it would, he never said he was miserable. Skip, David Griffin, see, David Griffin is one of these guys, Skip, he doesn't want the expectations. He's in an ideal situation right now. Because, Skip, if he goes 40 and 42, he goes 35 and 47, he misses the playoffs, no harm, no foul. The thing that LeBron James, what these players have now, Skip, is that they have power, and the power that they have is signing 1, 2, 3-year deals. Therefore, they're able to keep their foot on the necks of the organization to make sure that there's no lapse in competing for a title. David Griffin, when you did not resign, or what, you got fired, basically, to make a long story short, LeBron James tweeted, "Griff, I appreciate what you did, even if no one else does." Last week, when your wife opened up a winery or whatever she opened up, LeBron James tweeted, "Were you miserable then?" Skip, you remember he used to go on NBA TV and talk about how LeBron James had brought into the culture, how LeBron James, you need guys like LeBron James if you want to compete. And now you go get on Woj podcast and you talk about you miserable? Skip. There have only been a handful of guys in NBA history that every year they suit up, the expectation is titles. LeBron James is one of those guys. We know Michael Jordan was one of those guys. We know Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. They've only been a handful that every year the expectation is title or it's nothing. And for David Griffin, all of a sudden now, the very reason you have a job is because of LeBron James. Can you imagine, Skip Bayless, had he not come in contact with LeBron and won a title, he'd have been Dale Demps. Let's see how soon Dale Demps get another job. David Griffin, be careful now. Be careful. LeBron James, don't go ether on him. Rise above this. Look, he's probably going to come out with a situation and say, look, there are a lot of people saying some things about me. I like to think that I was this, yada, yada, yada. But don't worry about it. I got this today. Let me pull the hammer out and bash David Griffin over his head. I want you to stay away from the fray.
I am loving listening to you try to talk yourself through this, because this was a stunner. And here's my bottom line takeaway. The King just got stabbed in the back by a trusted friend and a former colleague whom LeBron endorsed and continued to endorse just a couple of weeks ago when he endorsed the wife's
You're right.
wine venture.
Winery.
Right?
Yes.
This is, you love to refer to the Julius Caesar play by Shakespeare. This is Julius Caesar come to life, because Brutus, the trusted friend, stabbed Julius right in the back when Julius least expected it, because this is a shocker, man. I did not see this coming, and I guarantee you LeBron didn't, and Rich Paul didn't, and Maverick Carter and that inner circle did not see this coming, because David Griffin just assassinated the basketball character of the King. That's what he did. He attacked all things LeBron internally. And the point is, David did, and again, you can argue about how good he would be without LeBron. He was an up-and-coming, rising sort of star as a GM figure. Did it help to have? Obviously, it did. Do I think David Griffin can stand on his own as a GM? Well, we're about to see, because he has the makings of something pretty special in New Orleans. So we'll see how that pans out from here on. But I do like the start he got in New Orleans. It helped that he hit the lottery, so he got really lucky right out of the box. But the point is, he worked very closely with LeBron, and the point he made in the Sports Illustrated interview was, LeBron would listen to me. I was the only one who could talk to him man to man. I could tell him what needed to happen, as in I could be critical of LeBron to LeBron, and he responded very well to my criticism. Like, we need to do this because you need to do that.
And then Skip, and then you go and betray the man's trust?
Okay. But he does come with some credibility, because he is highly respected around the league. And remember, he also speaks firsthand, because he just traded for 3 young players who spent a year in L.A. with LeBron, trying to coexist in LeBron's realm in L.A. Lonzo, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart. So and I know that David Griffin has heard the stories from those 3 young Lakers about how hard it was to coexist in LeBron's altitude last year in L.A. And maybe they co-signed on the fact that he's not the animal he once was when it comes to winning. He doesn't. Go ahead.
Skip, you covered Michael Jordan at his apex.
I did.
How did young players respond to Michael Jordan? He wanted vets. He didn't deal with no young players. There were no young players playing heavy minutes with Michael Jordan.
Well, LeBron accepted this. He came here for what? And what did I tell you? I told you from the start, he was chasing Michael B. Jordan more than Michael Jordan, because he came here in part for Hollywood. And that's what David's saying is he achieved his ultimate goal in Cleveland, in home area, Akron, obviously, and there was nothing left. And LeBron has talked about, well, I've done everything I really wanted to do. Whatever I do in L.A. would be icing on the cake. So LeBron has pretty much validated that premise.
But Skip, so why is he getting criticized for trying to get Anthony Davis to come to L.A. if that was the case?
Okay, well, obviously. Okay, well, he did need some help, but that brings up the other irony to the David Griffin nuclear blast, because between the lines, this is also a parting shot at the player who desperately wanted out of New Orleans to get to LeBron. And David Griffin is basically saying to Anthony, be careful what you wish for.